Hi everyone, this is Ashley and I am interning at Palm Beach County Therapeutic Recreation Complex. This is my final internship video, so stay tuned. I'm just going to jump right into the list of questions. So the first question is, what intervention slash modality have you used at your facility, and how did the participating population react to it? So the main modalities that I used at my um, setting were games, uh, sports, physical fitness, and art-based um, activities. So all of those things were offered at my internship through different divisions. So VSA Arts for the Disabilities, Special Olympics, and then Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation, which was like the umbrella for all of those separate divisions. And the participating population, which is adults with disabilities, really love all of the modalities that we implement um, at the TR complex. They are involved in all of them. We have multiple individuals that are enrolled in programs for art, programs for sports, and then community leisure based programs that are just like field trips and movie nights and stuff like that. Um, it generates a huge positive response, when we put on these programs. And I would definitely say that the participating population thoroughly enjoys it. Um, so, yeah. So, the next question is, what is the best resource you found to identify new evidence based interventions for the population you worked with during your internship? So, the best resource we've utilized was actually through networking with other parks and recreation departments um, in different counties, in different states. Um, it really helped us to see what other people are doing out there, what kind of programs they're running, and what kind of responses they're receiving. And then we kind of just drew from those experiences and built our own programs and activities around that. So some of the programs that we've kind of made better because of that would be like our adapted sports programs. So we started out offering a couple adapted sports programs, but since then we've grown to become actually a Paralympic sports club during the time I've spent there at my internship. So it's tremendous growth, and all the employees were offered Paralympic sport club training. So that was just an example of reaching out to a fellow organization, or I would say more like a different setting in the same or different, not setting, a different, I guess you would say, Parks and Rec department in the same setting, and seeing what worked, like I said, for them, and taking from that. So because we did that and we reached out and see what other people were doing in terms of adapted sports, we were able to develop our adapted sport programs much more, and eventually become a sport club hosting site for Paralympics. So that was awesome. That was just like one of the examples. Um, so, yeah, the next question is, has this experience helped you to decide which population you'd like to serve? If so, what is your chosen population? So, I actually work with adults with disabilities right now, and I definitely think that this experience has helped me to make that decision that I would love to continue to work with adults with disabilities in the future. I thoroughly enjoy being around them. Not to say that I did not love my other settings, which was mainly like seniors before, and then the one before that was mainly pediatrics, but I do think that I can interact so much more with adults with disabilities, and they have so much to offer as well in terms of personal growth for me and professional growth. Um, so I would definitely choose again to work with them like over and over again. They really make me happy, and actually, I love them so much and I enjoy working with them so much that after my internship, I am considering going back to my internship site just to volunteer to stick around with my participants because we've grown so. Um, I guess you would say we enjoy each other so much. Like I enjoy working with them and helping them, and I think they enjoy having me around as well. Um, so the next question is, what would you claim were your biggest challenges throughout these 14 weeks, and what did you do to overcome them? So for me, I actually was interning at a community setting, and for my internship too, like, there's a lot more that's required of you by as per NCTRC guidelines. And not that it was impossible to find those things um, in a community setting, they were just a little more like difficult to access or difficult to determine. You really had to sit there and think about, well, does this apply to me? Or can I just move on to the next subject or the next area or task analysis or something like that. But at first it was hard because I didn't know what to look for, or felt like all the things that I was looking for I wasn't able to find that I would have found in a clinical setting. But after a while, I kind of realized, and I was through speaking to my internship supervisor as well, that you're not going to find everything in a community setting. Things are going to be different because, of course, there are two different settings with two different types of individuals. Um, so you really kind of like have to determine what does apply to you. And so once I kind of figured that out, it became much easier for me to go through my assignments and meet NCTRC guidelines. So that was probably my biggest challenge, was getting used to a community setting. And then the last question is, how have you used the API process in your internship? What challenges did you face when using the process, and how did you overcome them? So that kind of ties into what I was speaking about before. Being that I am in a community setting, some of the things that you would do for an API process are not necessarily things that would apply in a community setting. So the best and most prominent example I can make of that is like the assessment part. We do not do a ton of formal written assessments because we just don't require that sort of participant information in our facility. All our programs are like registration based, so the participants choose to sign up for these things, and they mostly help with personal growth and independence. But the client goals that we set are based on mostly through observation, and that's how we completed a lot of our assessments. Is when we would start the programs, we would kind of look at every individual and be like, well, this person could use a little more socialization. This person could work on, facilitating a little more independence. And so from there, while we would do like group activities, we kind of fine tune it so it would hit those areas for the participants that needed to work on those areas. So it was just a matter of like redefining assessments so that it would fit in a community setting. And once I was able to do that, the process became a lot more easier to complete because program planning, program implementation, and evaluation are all things that we were doing anyways. It was just mostly the assessments. And actually, during my internship there, we talked about, the lack of formal assessments and how they don't really fit a community setting. And my internship site as a whole decided to redo their general assessments. So they're in the process of doing that right now. So it's a better fit for the setting. So that's pretty much awesome too. So I guess in a big way, on our grand scale, we have overcome that issue. Not just me personally. So yeah, those were all the questions, and I hope everyone has had a great semester. And happy graduation to everyone. Bye.